Fits together, fits together, fits together, fits together, fits together, fits together, yeah.
Just walked out of seeing A Cabin in the Woods. I kind of didn't want to see it at first, I gotta be honest. Like in the trailers, I was like, this really isn't that interesting. It looks like sort of pseudo Evil Dead, but it was surprisingly not. It was pretty good.
Right.
Pretty good, pretty good.
It was good. It was really good.
It's just clever too. It's written really well. It like plays on all
really
the different
smart
horror films and different rules to them, and it's a lot of comedy because it's Joss Whedon, who Buffy and Angel. So if you like his work, you'll find it funny. It's just so many little things inside little things, and as the movie goes on, you're like, wait a minute, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's like they put Lost and Evil Dead in a blender.
Yeah,
like,
it's like Lost, Evil Dead.
You know what I could see this movie doing? You know how like Scream, like, sort of flipped the horror thing on its head? If from now on horror movies not, you know, this exact approach, but like, you know, it gave it something new.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so smart, and like the homages are there, but like they're done in such a cool way. There's no like goofs on things. And,
as you're watching this film, the first 40 minutes, I guarantee you're gonna be like, what exactly is happening? Why is all of this happening? Who are these people behind the controls? What do they do? Like, it's intentional, and every time they give you a little snippet, a little more information, it has you sitting there wanting more, until finally the pictures just throw it in your face, and you're like, oh man, why did I think of that? It's so good. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but this film was actually filmed 3 to 4 years ago, and Lionsgate just now decided to distribute it. Like, apparently they were waiting for
it's been on the show for a while.
Yeah.
I think the most fun out of this movie is going to come with the DVD.
Yeah. I agree.
There's a lot of really interesting characters that pop up that, like,
just to be able to go frame by frame and like really check things out, you know.
Definitely.
Do people do that in real life?
this guy.
Do you do that?
Certain DVDs I play
this is the type of movie that I'm gonna.
Yeah, I want to still frame of that list of.
Yeah.
If you're a horror fan and you know the rules to horror, you'll really enjoy like the way this is written and how they play on that. And even if you're not and you just like horror and gore, oh, you'll get that. You'll get
plenty of gore, some pretty good surprising
You'll get
kills.
some shocks, yeah, there's definitely some
some good surprising kills, but not like stupid jumps.
And what's funny though is about the surprising kills is that they aren't that surprising.
Yeah, they're.
You know what I mean? Like after somebody got killed in like a surprising way that made us go like, oh, it was like, oh, that's cliche.
Yeah.
I should have been expecting.
The thing that I didn't really like is that they didn't really humanize the staff that were working. Like in Leslie Vernon Behind the Mask, you root for both sides. Like you want the people to survive, but you want him to kill them, and it's a really weird dynamic because you're like, I want someone to be killed.
I was thinking about this movie a lot during it. Yeah.
Oh, let's get down to the gritty.
I wanna. It's funny though because I want to see this movie, but with the scenario of what was on the monitors. Like not, except for the Japanese one.
Okay,
I don't want to see a bunch
But I want to see Stockholm and
like
what
Sweden,
happened.
they had the whole different areas,
I don't want to know what was going on there.
I mean, they could do like sequels that way.
I guess so. I think it would have been really interesting if nothing happened.
Me too. I was waiting for that to be like, oh my god, they've been killing people this entire time.
Right, absolutely nothing.
And it doesn't even result in saving the world or anything. I was thinking that same exact thing. And then when the hand rose up and everything crumbled, I was like,
That's why I
oh.
did that.
I did hate that.
I hated
that was the part that I was like, nope, you lost me. And I'm so mad because that was the very, very end. I really wanted it to be nothing happens, and then you sit there going, see? And then there's all these different like metaphors of society of like, wow, reality TV and how like blood-sucking the viewers of reality TV can be. Point. Yes, and like people feeding into all of these things that like government dictates or society dictates or all these things that like we conform based on what we're told to believe. And all along had one person just said, no, we don't have to, the world would not have ended, and it all would have been a big fallacy, and people would have been feeding into this for no reason, and they didn't do it. No, come on.
I guess I'm inhuman, but I could not stop laughing as she's getting pummeled, and they're having this. Yeah, they're having
seriously,
this
he was like
loving
loving life at that point.
Though we're on the monitor. it showed like blood.
Yeah, she was spewing blood everywhere.
She was throwing up blood everywhere, and then when they showed her again, she's like, "Oh, just a little head wound. Don't mind me."
Meanwhile, the stoner, you know, he got a knife in the spine, and he's like running around fine. I mean, the kid, hey, the scholar got a bear claw.
He got a bear trap in the back. So did the athlete too. Everyone.
No, you know what his problem was? What his mistake was that got him killed? He assumed too much. He assumed they were gonna make it through. Never in a scenario am I gonna look at any of you and tell you it's okay. We're gonna make it through this, because the reality is we might not. I gotta be honest about that.
Words, man.
You know, that's like saying I'll be back. He said I'll be back.
Anybody else
that was
want
his
that wolf to bite that girl's face
Oh
off?
God.
Oh yeah.
But I knew it was too early.
It was too obvious, but I was like, I want that thing to eat her face.
Oh my God, when she was making out with the wolf? Yeah, I
was
really
waiting
wanted
for it. I'm
that.
like,
Oh
man,
my
that's
God.
unsanitary, and this wolf is gonna chomp your tongue off. I was waiting. I was
It would
like,
have been brutal. I would have liked to have seen how they chose them.
Yeah, I want to see
Like
that process, because they clearly watched them. For
Yeah,
some
they
time.
had to have. Yeah.
I mean, some parts I'm like, how are you walking through this? But, you know, Stoner, he's been smoking the whole thing. And for all I know, they could have sent out, like, air toxins of, like, painkillers to help him.
Right.
You know, they were sending everything else out through the air. Chris Hemsworth, let's stay together. Air vents.
That's
Let's
a bad
split
idea.
up. I'm like, what? We got to witness something I never thought I would see. Unicorns. You know, everyone talks about they're so nice and charming and, you know, mystical. Yeah, well, I saw a unicorn kill someone today. I don't know where you can go
He
from
went back
that.
again. It was like,
Yeah, he did a double
it was
stab.
like dabbing in.
And I mean, from day one, I always thought about unicorns, like, why do, you know, girls, why are they so fascinated by them? They've got this sharp, why don't we put them to good use? Like, if unicorns existed, I'm sure people would use them as, like, this animal to defend them. I would. Had a blowhole, which was, like,
That was
shooting
spit
out blood. That was
When
pretty
he
funny.
was eating the
That
guy,
was pretty
spit out
funny.
blood. That was awesome.
That's what they meant by it would be disgusting. They warned us earlier in the film, and
Yeah, they said the cleanup. The cleanup's a mess.
your friend had a point. You never read the words off of a page that you don't know the language. Like,
That's so interesting. Like, because
Not to mention, you don't read anything out of a book
In
that's
general.
old out loud.
And the
English
book talks
or
about
a different
black room
language.
and murder and like all kinds of like
Guys, listen.
dismemberment.
Incantation, incantation, incantation. Bring the evil.